I didn't film it because I didn't think I would be able to make contact with Paul. Because usually I have the amp on when I've spoke to him before. You can see how many times I've worked it before. We got, wow, we got 10 twice. I didn't realize that. Yeah, he said it's been about a year. I guess it has. So we got, let's see, 10 meters, 40, 20. I've spoke to him a whole bunch more than this, but mostly on 20. We used to do the live stream, and I would sit here and work all these stations on the live stream. He was one of the ones that was on there all the time. I'm sure Mike remembers. Well, let's get him in the log. 7171. I was actually really surprised. I really didn't think he would hear me. I heard the guy in South Africa, and I never even tried. I didn't even bother because he was hard to hear, and he said he was losing his band. But the gray line is probably more in Paul's favor than the other guy. Anyway, that's pretty cool. So you can hear him pretty good on my radio. And then another thing, I thought my radio was screwed up because I went to go transmit and it didn't do anything. This damn thing keeps doing this. It keeps putting my radio into split mode. So it's this software that I'm using for FT8. I'm gonna fire it up and you'll see what happens. Okay, it automatically changes my radio, which is great. But it's putting me in split mode. It's using both my VFOs. And then when I shut it down, it's not putting my radio back to normal. Okay, I've got it turned off. My radio doesn't return to normal. And if I go to a different band, it might still be in split mode. See? Looks like I'm receiving normal. So then if I go and tune my radio, well, it won't tune because it doesn't like that frequency, 7074, because my antenna is resonant. It works. Well, let me rephrase that. My antenna tunes higher up in the 40 meter band and lower in the 80 meter band. But you see what's the problem is? It's got us in split mode. And it just leaves the radio in split mode. Though if I go to 160, if I go 40, 10, it just stays in split mode. Even in general coverage, it stays in split mode. Now, when you hit the band stack should take you out of split mode. You go back to normal, there's no reason this thing is staying in split mode. The other thing, when I reset this radio, I'm almost positive I never used to use data mode, but I know what we need to do in our software. So let's open this up again. All right. We need to go into our settings here. And we need to come in here. And where it says radio, we need to tell it none, no split. Now, I don't believe it'll work in upper sideband, but we'll go ahead and try it. So it has just switched me over to upper sideband. Let's see if it works. I don't think I can tune, like I said, I don't think I can tune this band. Not that low. I was on 7170 and it tuned it, but so we just need to go pick a different band. We'll just go up to 80. And you can tell where all the ham radio activity is. I won't even tune that, actually. So usually what I do is I just put my tuner in line. And my tuner's tuned for like 3800. So it's enough for the radio to finish the rest of it. But what I want to see is... Yeah, we don't put out any power. But what it's actually doing, though, you see that? It's picking up my microphone as I'm talking. Oops. It's keying the radio, but the radio is listening through the microphone. It's the weirdest crap ever. This is one of my least favorite radios to really use for FT8. And the only reason I use it is because it has a sound card in it. So I don't need to hook up the signal link or any of that other stuff. It's one less piece of equipment. But it's just dangerous because this thing has a mind of its own. And I was sitting here one day and I was working on the Arduino and I would plug it in and out, and apparently it tripped it up in the USB, and it caused the radio to key up while I was monitoring channel 6 on CB, and this radio is unlocked. So it was sitting here transmitting 5 watts. Because when I go to AM, let me show you. I'm set to 5 watts. At least I should be. Yeah. And that's because when I do any kind of testing or anything, or AM, I want a really low power carrier. But anyway, this thing's just driving me nuts because of the stuff. I don't remember ever doing that before. And you see that this is still stuck on that. Now, I don't know why it's looking at the microphone input. Because there are other radios that they don't act like that. And I've tried every setting I could think of in the radio. And I went through the same thing with the 991A and some other radios. It's pretty weird. Well, anyway, I put it back. Maybe we can change this other VFO. There's a way to turn the other VFO off. It just seems like it causes a lot of problems. The hell? Oh, memory channels. Anyway. I don't want to use the data mode if I don't have to, but I think it's probably going to make me do that. So what I want is the clarifier to be on. Alright, let's switch over here. There. Now, if the clarifier isn't turned on, it doesn't matter. just turn it off. But let's see here. So we should be good to go now. Yeah, we got like 100 watts. And I don't know why it's doing 100. What do I got set to? It seems to be screwing with my power level for the rest of the radio too. Alright. Now let's say I want to shut this program down. Let's see what happens. Okay, I've shut it down. Now, my 891, when I would do this and use cat control, the radio would go back to normal. I think the other thing I might have been doing before was I wasn't using cat control. I just let the radio act as a sound card only. I'm trying to remember. Now let's see what the power level is set to. Because I want the data and the power. If I'm going to use data, I want it to be... Okay, so... Oh, I see. I adjusted it earlier. So it is normal. So if we go into USB data, and then we're 40 watts. Okay, so we're good to go. So maybe when I use this, it won't do it anymore. Like, it won't do some weird crap. I like having the cat control, but it's not important. Like, I've done a lot of FT8, like, where I just used the signal link and adjusted the radio, and I would put in the memory channels all of the FT8 frequencies and do it like that. But I don't know. And I have newer radios than this that are probably easier to use, but I'm not going to trust using a newer radio to do FT8 and possibly burn it up. Because it really is hard on these radios. And I feel like the 3000 is a little more of a rugged radio compared to newer stuff. Somewhere around 2015, they just really stopped making stuff like they used to. So, anyway, guys, that's about it for that. And I've been kind of doing some other stuff. I need to get back to this, and I got to get to this damn thing. I really don't know about this if I'm really just in the middle of too many other things. So I think what I might end up doing is testing the tubes as best as I can, and then moving on to something else if that's not what it is. So anyway, I guess it's kind of a ham shack report update. Thanks for watching. I'm going to sit down and play some video games for a while. I've been doing too much radio crap.